Never, never gonna give you up. I'm never, never gonna stop. Stop the way I feel about you. Girl, I just can't live without you. And I'm never, never gonna quit, cause quitting just ain't my stick. I'm gonna stay right here with you and do all the things you want me to. Oh, I never gonna give you up. I'm never, never gonna stop. Stop the way I feel about you. Girl, I just can't live without you. And I'm never, never gonna quit, cause quitting just ain't my stick. I'm gonna stay right here with you and do all the things you want me to. Oh, I'm never gonna give you up. And I'm never, never gonna stop. Stop the way I feel about you. Girl, I just can't live without you. And I'm never, never gonna quit, cause quitting just ain't my stick. I'm gonna stay right here with you and do all the things you want me to. Hey, live. What's going on, people? Let's get it started. Am I live yet? Well, shit, let me check and see. I think so. Yeah. Y'all can hear me good? Y'all got me in there? There we go. Okay, somebody heard me let my pipes going, heard me singing. Yeah. What that say? Hit me with a wrench. Oh, mod. Oh, man. Hey, look, I can do that, but I can't do it right now. I can't multitask like Tommy and them be doing, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'll hit you up as soon as I can. I'll throw that wrench your way. But good. I'm coming through clear. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Soto Nation, my man Chris Thorne, Simply Deep. What's going on? Man, it's been a while. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. But my mic sounds nice. I got my situation is in order, I believe, right now. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my man Tommy, who been assisting the brother, supporting the brother with the equipment on the equipment side of the game, y'all. I mean, man, it is so lovely to have some good equipment working for you, man. I tell you that. And I just want to give a shout out to my brother for taking care of me, man. I appreciate you. Need more like you. Good to have you in my life, brother. But I just want to, man, do a show real quick. I just saw that Tommy is about to go live in a little bit. But I had this thing in the making for a while, so I need to go ahead and do this. We're going to maybe get it cracking for about an hour, maybe a little bit more, depending on if we want to open up the phone lines. Y'all seen the title. And actually, I need to go ahead and get this live going for the Facebook side of the game, so everybody that's over there can check your boy out over here. So let's see if we can do that. Let's do that. Let me grab this young link here. Copy. Got it. Yeah, so man, how's everybody been doing? It's good to see y'all. It's good to be in the house of the YouTube live once again, like the church. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see if we can get this going. We're going to do a simple come and check out the show live on YouTube. There we go. Then I'm going to hit the little return and put the link in there. Yes. There we go. We got that in there. Boom. And then we're going to do the live. Hey, live. Yeah, matter of fact, while we setting this up, I want to make sure that this works too. See if y'all can hear this. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Oh, I took love and I lost it. Make it over. 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 I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Oh, I took love and I lost it. Make it over. 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 I appreciate you guys. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Oh, I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Let's see if we can get that going one more time. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Morning show. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I wonder what your man if I talk to you. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain that love cost me. Oh, I took love and oh yeah, Kunta Kinte. Hold on there now. Let's make sure that that's connected there. Yeah. Alright, make sure that we good there. Alright, so who else? Kunta Kinte, I think that was my last one. Yes, indeed. Shout out and to Random Cam. So, thank y'all for coming through. Everybody here that's on Facebook, if you click on the link, come over to the YouTube side of the game, because once I really get going, I'm going to end this. So click on the YouTube thing, do the subscribe, the like, and the share, and y'all can check out the show. You see the title in there. It's going to be on fleek, off the chain, lit, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be a great topic, though. And if everybody wants to, I might even open up the phone lines, or we can take some phone calls and hear from y'all and y'all point of view. So definitely share this on the Facebook. Get the little likes and the thumbs and the hearts and all that stuff going over there too. But yeah, definitely jump over to the YouTube channel and check us out. Everybody else that's that's on here on YouTube already. Y'all go ahead and share this out to any of your pages, whatever. Put it out on your channel and all that good stuff so people can check us out. Hit your social media too, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your Twitters, and all that good stuff. So I hope that y'all like the content for tonight. And if you don't, then so what? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, shout out to my lovely, lovely wife. Yes, indeed. I love you, baby. You put up with so much dealing with me, I know. But it's so worth it, ain't it? Yep, I know. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me, baby. I know you're happy. Yes. Yes. Take it over. 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 I actually had somebody who I wonder what your man if I talk to you, man. I wonder what your man if I talk to you, man. I took love and I lost it. I'm stuck in all this pain that love caused me. Oh, I took love and I lost it. I definitely got some. Take it over. People didn't like it. Take it over. So definitely had that conversation. And also to everybody that's watching this. Take it over. Facebook. Take it over. Topics that you like to talk about on your live show. Take it over. Email. Hit my email up. It's therelationship. Take it over. gmail.com. And just shoot out, whatever topics or ideas you may have. I wonder what you're mad if I talk to you a minute. I wonder what you're mad if I talk to you a minute. I don't know. I took love and I lost it. Can't hit me at all. I'm suffering all this pain that love caused me. Oh, I don't know. I took love and I lost it. I'm suffering all this pain. How about we just end that? There. Is that better? Cool. All right, so let me rewind all of that since we had some technical difficulties. The music was too loud. Okay. All right, I see you now. All right, so let me rewind that. So to the person who gave me this topic, I didn't know if you wanted me to put your name out there, but I want to say thank you for the topic. It's a great topic, I think. So that's why I wanted to do the show on this. Now, also what I was saying was if anybody has any type of topics that you like for me to do or like me to do a show about or to talk about, then go ahead and shoot me an email. That's therelationshiprehab@gmail.com. That simple. Shoot them to me. I've had a couple of people shoot me some topics as well, so I do get like maybe about, I think I got about 4 or 5 of them that's already ahead. But if you got something that's on your mind, something you think that'll make a good show, shoot me a topic on it. And actually, I can't even in about the next, about the next 2 weeks, I'll have my new computer's system and stuff set up. So that's going to be really exciting. Thanks to everybody who's been donating to me. I'm actually been reinvesting. I ain't been out at the club making it rain with all of the donations y'all been giving me. I actually got some equipment that I got that I purchased too. I got a computer that I'm getting set up. I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm getting set up. So it's going to be nice. And then I will have the ability to do like the Google Hangouts where I can do the one-on-ones, because I know I got a few people that's been wanting to do those, but I just haven't had the equipment that can handle it, because every time I tried it, it frees up and it just totally looked like crap. So I do have that set up, and that's coming. What's up to my man Tavis, the CEO of Tavis Rentals, where your car may not start, but you renting it anyway. My man. Super T in the chat. What's up, brother? But yeah, so I will be able to do that. Give me like 2 weeks, y'all, and I will have that whole new setup going to where I'll be able to do the Google Hangouts with the phone calls, all that good stuff. So that's gonna be really exciting, and that's gonna really take us to the next level. It's also too next month on Christmas will be the 1 year anniversary for the launch of the Relationship Rehab, and yes, I will be doing a show on Christmas Day, an anniversary show, if you will. So I don't know necessarily what the topic may be. I may just do just an open show where we talk about whatever, but I will definitely be doing something on Christmas so that we can definitely just celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the Relationship Rehab being in existence and just coming to fruition. It's grown so much is happening this year that I'm thankful for. And I just want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting this movement, supporting the shows, supporting everything that I've been doing, also supporting the hottest show on YouTube, The Guru and the Whore. That show has just been growing by leaps and bounds. Shout out to my man Tommy, my man DJ Just Jay in the You Dig. They just hit 1 million views. It's so much going on, guys, and it's just so exciting. It's just awesome. I just want to say thank you, guys. I never thought it would be where it's at, and I'm just so I'm in such awe of just how much this has grown, and that's a thanks and a tribute to you guys. So let's go ahead. Let's get it cracking. Once again, send me your show topics. Also, too, if somebody, since I'm getting myself together here, I'm going to be needing graphics and all that stuff because I ain't like asking nobody to do no stuff like that because my computer couldn't handle it. But with my new system that's getting set up and getting put in, like I said, within the next week or two, I'll have all that stuff together. It'll definitely be ready to go. So I'll be able to do the graphics and all that stuff. My man DJ said he gonna show me some things on how to set my my, what did he call them, layouts or layovers or something over. Hey, I'm new to this whole thing, but yeah, I got some help coming from that. So yeah, if you got some ideas, I'm definitely gonna be doing a logo that I'm trying to get done and get launched. So hit me up. I ain't got that much money, but if it's a little change, we can discuss it, figure it out. Or if you just want to do it out the kindness of your heart, hey, let's do that. I accept all blessings. So we will definitely be growing, and I'm looking forward to that new stuff that's going to be happening and all of the new stuff that's going on. I'm excited. And with that being said, let's move into the show. Everybody that's over here on the Facebook side of the game, if you can, click that little link and come over to the YouTube side because I'm going to cut this off in a couple minutes. But yeah, definitely the topic is, hey, revenge sex. Is it your right or is it wrong? So in the chat room, if you want to give me, if you think it's, hey, if it's the right thing, if you should do it, if you shouldn't do it, let me hear your thoughts. I got a few points that I want to cover on the topic, and we'll see what y'all think. And if, like I said, if you guys want to, we can get that cracking, and we can open up the lines, and we can talk about it. Hey, I see my new people that have jumped in. Don Smooth, he said that sound is sounding good. I'm very crisp. Hey, man, don't thank me, man. Thank Tommy, man. He put your boy on. So I appreciate all the love you've been showing your boy. So, man, that's what's up. Yes, indeed. Hey, love, what's going on? And let's do this. Hey, oh, man, over here on Facebook, my man Dennis Triggs, what's happening, Captain? How you doing there, brother? You know I have ideas. Hey, man, shoot them to me, man. Let me know. Just shoot them to me. Hit me on the email, or you got my number, so you can send them to me on the text message. But, yeah, just hit me up and let me know. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Let me pull up my notes here. You know, a brother try to do a little something. Try to get it together so I can have some stuff for y'all. You know, I can come off the top of the dome, but I also like to be prepared or prepared. Yes, indeed. All right. So, revenge sex. One of the things that I thought about with this, I've actually dealt with a couple of people who've had this happen in their relationship, and it was really, really, really eye-opening just to see the emotional process that people go through that either leads them to doing it or being a victim of it. So I've gotten some experience on this on both sides of it, to the person who actually did it and to the person who actually happened to. They weren't in the same relationship, but just two different relationships where this happened. So my first thought was this, or my first point is, when cheated on, does the faithful person actually get a free go out and cheat card, if you will, to like even the score. So basically what that means is like, if you say, hey, you find out that your spouse, your significant other, your boo, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your side chick, whatever you want to call it, if that person, if it comes to your knowledge that that person has cheated or has been unfaithful to you, does that automatically give you like a free coupon to go out and have a revenge fling? Whether it's, a one night stand, whether it's an old boyfriend or old girlfriend, or if you want to just go to the strip club and toss some dollars and go to the champagne room, because if your strip club is sleazy enough, there is sex in the champagne room. Yes. That is definitely something that can happen. Not that, as in my old life. That's way before I got married. So yeah, but that can happen. So is there a free get out of, just get out of jail or just go do what you gonna do card that you get if that happens? I guess my thing would say, I think that it depends on the dynamic of your relationship, because there are people who have had, plenty of people who've had infidelity in their relationship and are able to manage it and stay together. There are some that can't stay together. And then there are some that actually just go out and say, I got to get you back because you got me. Then I'm going to get done with the relationship. It's basically like, hey, you hurt me, so now I'm going to hurt you, and I'm just going to let everything crumble, and then it's just going to be over. I personally think that, my whole position, I guess, on this is that once you get to the point to where, and this is in any relationship, and I'll probably revisit this when I close too, when it gets to a point in a relationship to where you are actually hurting the other person intentionally hurting the other person, then I think that the relationship it has become toxic, and at that point it should be over. If you are we all make mistakes and we're all human, and plain and simple things happen. Sometimes lapse in judgment, wrong place, wrong time. I get all of that, but when it comes to a point to where when you intentionally go out and you do something to specifically just hurt this person, the other person, whether they've hurt you, whether you're tired, whether you wanted to, you want things to end and you don't want it to be your fault, you want it to just fall apart on its own, and then you ain't got no responsibility or accountability in it, and you just want to be done that way. When it gets to the point to where you are intentionally hurting the other person that you're in a relationship with, it is over and you should get out. My thing to that is that you shouldn't put yourself in a position to where you're compromising who you are as a person, your morals and your values, and just going off course with your moral compass just to try to prove a point, or to what a lot of people say is to get some get back. Like James Brown, I need some get back. Yeah, payback. Yeah, y'all know what that is. Payback. The big payback, that's when I laugh. If you at that point to where you're doing that, then I think that's, you try to justify it by saying that, well, this person did it to me, so I did it to them. But I think it's actually a really bad look for you as a person, because you should not necessarily be out trying to do something because somebody's done something to you. You should say, hey, you know what? If you did this to me and it was intentional, then it's not necessarily about being a bigger person. It's about being a better person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stoop to your level and then try to, get above that level and say, yeah, I'm not like that. I just did that because he did it to me, or I just did that to her because she did it to me. When you getting into that, then it shows that you're not very mature. And it also shows that there is a problem with you personally, because you felt as though you had to stoop to their level and you had to hurt them the way that they hurt you. Get back is a bad look for anybody that's trying to become a better version of themselves. Ooh, is that relationship rehab stuff? Yes, it is. So you don't want to get into that. You don't want to play in that space to where you're doing those type of things, because you can't really grow. It stifles your growth when you are intentionally going down to somebody's level to play their game when you've actually moved on in the first place. Because if you're going to stoop to that level to hurt them, then you're going to get out anyway, then it's a waste of your time and energy. And like I said, it's a bad look for you. So that's definitely something that you shouldn't be doing. So, and also too, to the people that's over here on the Facebook Live, click on the link that's on my page and come over to YouTube and watch it there, because I don't want to do the double stream thing. It don't really look that good over here. I look so much better on YouTube. I don't know what it is. It ain't no filters or nothing. It's just the camera positioning and all that stuff. This is just a basic thing just to get me on live, just to say, hey, come check the channel out. Shout out to the people that's over there. My man Roman, Dana, K-Son, what's up, boy? I see you. My man Dennis, Triggs, my man Jeff Moore, Donetta, what's up? Amanda, Sam, what's up, man? My boy Mac Love, the Gov, I see you, boy. Shout out, wow. And my man Brian Miller, y'all come on over to YouTube, click on that, and come on over here, because I'm about to cut this off. But and move on to my next point. So thank y'all for tuning in. Share, give me them little heart things or whatever, the thumbs up and all that good stuff, and then jump on over here real quick. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Deuces. All right. So that's ending. Now we back over here to where it goes down. All right. So that was my first big point. So it's like, I guess moving on to that too, to point number 2, I should say, is boom. Should that person stay in the relationship, the person that's being cheated on, right? Or that person that's in the position, or that has had the infidelity happen to, the person who has been hurt, the person who is, the trust has been broken and all that kind of stuff. Should that person stay in the relationship? And most people, their first mind, and I know there's plenty of people saying, no, I'm leaving. If they do it to me, I'm out, girl. I can't stay. I ain't going to do it. That's all relative. So I think that it depends on where you're at in the relationship. I believe that, hey, if you have a really strong relationship and things have been going good, and you have this one mishap or this, this one lapse in judgment, I absolutely believe that you can work something like that out and you can move forward. And there are things too, to where if it's a non-negotiable for you, then you can't deal with it. It's just not in your genetic makeup, your mind won't let it go, and you just can't do it, then you do have to move on. So it's like, it's something that you have to evaluate on a case-by-case basis. It depends on the situation and when it should happen, and it also depends on the person and what it is that, is really important to you and how serious it is. I guess in my findings, and I just believe that this is just a part of how, how forgiving women are. Most women can forgive a lot of infidelity. Most women just have that in their makeup, to where, yes, they get hurt just like the next person does, but they just have it in them, and it's definitely something to applaud, to where they are able to forgive and move on past that. Now, if you keep on doing it, a lot of them get fed up and say, you know what, deuces, I'm out. Or they'll go and they'll do their own thing on the side too, and won't say nothing. At the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say. A woman will do some of the most dirtiest, low down, scandalous shit in the world and won't never say nothing. Won't lead you to a word edgewise. Won't give you no hint or nothing, and will take it to the grave. They will keep them skeletons. Like Eddie Murphy used to talk about, oh, I just got so many skeletons, especially them quiet ones that don't talk. That's because they got all them skeletons in their mouth. They don't want to let nothing out. They say too much and bam, there goes a skeleton bone. So I just think that they just they will hold in that stuff, and they will take that to the grave with them. So, but like I said too, I think that they have a more, just a more forgiving spirit, to where they can move past that. Now, men, on the other hand, you have a lot of men like myself. It's hard for me I can't move past that. I can't move past it. I just can't. Not that I can't forgive it, but I can't move past it. I can't forgive. I can't be like, oh, I know that you slept with Tyrone, but we gonna work past it. I'm gonna be like, man, Tyrone, I can't forget it. I can't let it go. I'm gonna think about Tyrone. I'm gonna want to be like, why Tyrone? I'm gonna want to shoot Tyrone. Whatever you call it, that's what I'm gonna be thinking. So it's gonna be hard for me to move past it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's just me. Now, there are plenty of dudes who can move past it. Like, you know what, girl, I love you anyway. I'm going to go on here, forgive you, and we're going to move past this, and we're going to be good. Hey, I wish that I had the mental fortitude to do that, but I don't. That's just me speaking personally. But like I said, I do understand that there are a lot of men that can move past it, and I've seen women that can move past it too. So, and that's why I made that statement of it depends on where you at in your life and the type of person that you are and how much you've invested into that relationship to where you can do it. So it can be done. Don't think for one instance that you saying that you stand in a relationship where, you know, your significant other has cheated, that you have to move on. Don't think that, because a lot of people in very good relationships because of a lapse in judgment and because somebody just simply made a mistake and they just did something they shouldn't have done. Men and women alike. You don't need to end a good thing just because one bad thing happened. So it's like that's something that you definitely have to remember. I think that sometimes we throw away great relationships that have been, you know, built on some really good things and are really strong. And I think we end them because we think it's the status quo. It's the thing that you should do, that people say, well, yeah, you should end it if that's what's going on, because if they did that, then they don't really love you. And that's nonsense. So somebody to say that you don't love them or they don't love you because, you know, you cheated on them, that does not equate that you don't love that person. Because a lot of times when most people cheat, usually, especially for men, I could definitely say it's because we don't value ourselves. And that was something we was just talking about on the Dig. What was that, Sunday night, I believe. That's something that we don't value. A lot of men do not value their sexuality, and we are very reckless with it, and we just will you know, just give it to anybody just for the sake of giving it, because it boosts our ego. It makes us feel like we are worth something, because I think that a lot of men are judged on their just their sexual prowess, if you will. We are judged on, you know, especially at a young age. When we're going through puberty, it's all about how much sex you get, how many women you got, and how many times you done did it with this one, that one, and it's about quantity. That makes you more of a man. If I got 10 girlfriends, you only got one, then nigga, you weak, and I got hoes because I'm a player, I'm a pimp, and I'm just good like that in bed. So it's like there's a thing that we are, and it's because we're taught at a young age that, hey, you ain't a man unless you got women. And the irony to that is, you know, a lot of women, even when we're little boys, they, ooh, girl, he gonna be a heartbreaker. He gonna have all the girls going crazy. When they changing your pamper and they see the third baby arm down there, and they say, oh yeah, girl, he gonna be killing them when he get older. And you grow up and you think that that's what you're supposed to do, and that you're supposed to be with all these different women. But then when you get with a woman, they want you to be faithful. Well, I've been programmed to not be faithful subconsciously ever since I was a little bitty boy, when I was in diapers before I could speak. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a psychological piece to that that's put into us at a young age, to where we think that that's what we're supposed to do. But then once we become adults and we get engaged or we get married or we get into a committed relationship, that's just supposed to stop and go away. We're supposed to now only want to be with this woman for the rest of our lives, and that's it. We are not taught to be monogamous as children, especially for men. Now, women, you don't say that about little girls. Like, yeah, she gonna have 4 or 5 dudes when she get grown. We don't say that to them. But for men, little boys, young men, and think about it. How many times have you heard that? You know, especially for the men. I know you all can vouch for that. When y'all were 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, when y'all were coming up, and you could be outside with your shirt off playing basketball. Well, I was never no shirt off dude. I was definitely a shirt. I was not skiing on basketball. I wasn't. But when you were growing up like that and you had that, that's exactly what women said. All the women said it. Mothers, aunties, cousins, friends of the family, and all of them always said, yep, he's so fine. He gonna look so good when he get older. And it's that type of mentality that keeps us in that mindset of saying, hey, we have to be, you know, these just, man, oversexed. I always want it and I'm always ready to give it. to whoever wanted type of dudes, because that's what defines us as a man. Our sexuality defines us. And even when a woman gets mad, when first thing a woman say about a dude when they get mad is they can't fuck, or they don't have no good sex, or they dick little, or nigga your sex was weak, your shit was weak, it wasn't hitting on nothing, nigga you ain't do nothing, I couldn't even feel it. You get all of those things when it's that negative part. So that's why you try to keep that in your mind, to where I'm like, yeah, I got to make sure I stay on top of my game, and that I'm out here satisfying as many women as I can, so I can say, here go my numbers. How many girls you done been with in the past 6 months? How many girls you done been with in the past year, or just your total number? It's like, that's applauded for us. You get dap, you get pounds or whatever based on how many women that you sleep with. So it's like, that's something that is very, very, very serious when you're talking about just the overall mentality of men. We programmed to cheat. We're programmed to not be monogamous. However, we're in a society where that is exactly what is expected of us. And it's really a weird dynamic when it comes to that. It's just backwards. So it's like, make sure that that's something that is taken into account of as to why men do what they do. Now, do we like it? Yup. Do men like being out there? Absolutely. It ain't nothing to even deny. But I think that just as much as men like sex, women like sex too. And I think that that's something that is not necessarily talked about, because a woman that is sexually promiscuous or free or slutty, whatever you want to call it, if she's out there like that, then it's looked at as a bad thing, And even now in society, especially in the ghetto sector of society, they are trying to, put this whole thing about hoes winning out in the world, saying, it's cool to be a hoe because you out here, you winning, you can be the side chick, and you can be, the girl who got 4 or 5 dudes, and as long as you getting paper and you getting a dick down, then you winning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a different dynamic too. But I think that the whole thing about just being monogamous and things like that, I think we would really be able to improve upon that if that was something that was taught to us at a young age, as opposed to the reverse psychology of that, of just saying that, no, this is what you want to go out here and do. You a boy, you go out here and get as many of them as you can. You know what I'm saying? And do it to as many of them as they'll let you do it. If they'll let you do it, you do it to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's something that really has to be rectified, especially when it comes to us raising these young boys, what they need to be hearing and what they need to be told about just their whole just sexuality, period. Moving right along. Does revenge sex satisfy in more ways than one? Well, I think the physical part of it, I think it does add. There is a physical satisfaction to it, because you get the release or whatever the case may be. But I also think that there is it's a very fleeting moment, but there's a moment to where you feel as though you have gotten that person back, and that you've taught this person a lesson, or you don't feel as though, this person is taking advantage of you because you've done it too. So you done got your get back. And I think you do feel that satisfaction in the moment. But I think that moment is very short, because it's so fleeting. Because after and I've even had this told to me, is like, when I was in the moment and I was getting her back, when I was with her friend, you know what I'm saying? It was good in the moment, but it was like afterwards, I felt like shit. I felt shitty. I didn't feel like, I was like, man, why did I do that? So it's like, that's the other side of it, to where, you have this vengeful attitude, to where you want to get this person back. You have this anger that because you've been hurt, and you want to take it out on the other person by compromising who you are as a person, compromising your morals, your values. And once you do that, you go through that act, now reality sets back in, and you've come down off of that high of just engaging in that sexual act. So now you're like, damn, was it really worth it? And most of the time, dudes and women alike, they say no. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may have that small percentage of people be like, yeah, I was straight, I feel good, and I was able to go back to my life. Well, that goes to speak to how you were raised and what your sexual history has been like. How, the connection that you have when you're having sex, because there are a lot of people that have sex and don't have that connection piece, because they were, introduced into sex the wrong way, whether they were molested, whether they were raped, whether they were just, it was done in a very I guess, promiscuous way to where that's how their sexual blueprint was written. That's what they build off of. I truly, truly believe this, and this might even be just another show to do, but your sexual blueprint, it is so important because it teaches you how you relate sexually to others. So it's like, I think as a child, as a kid, that when you have that blank slate, if you will, you got this vacant lot or whatever, and you go and you begin to, build your sexual blueprint. I think that how that's done, who that's done with, and how it's introduced, I think that you're introduced to sex. I think that really determines what your sexual house looks like, essentially, later on in life. If the foundation is built on around porn, to where some of your, or the majority of your first experiences with sex was based on you watching pornography, I think that's how people get addicted to porn. I think that when you talk about things like people being molested or being raped, or have, whether it's a statutory rape, or whether it's somebody who's been a victim of pedophilia, if you've had that happen to you at 5 or 6 years old, I think that does something to your sexual blueprint, to when you try to actually build a relationship or a sexual relationship with somebody, you have that extra baggage, because a lot of us don't get those things dealt with. We can't, so we don't get the lot cleared and start over. I think we don't, go through the process of having, that therapy, to where we can understand what happened to us and understand how to deal with those things, so that we can have a healthy sexual relationship with somebody else. I think that's what happens to us. So it's like, you have to keep that in mind as well, as to how that sexual blueprint was actually was laid, and what that looks like when you're having, a sexual relationship as an adult. That has a huge part in it. So that's definitely something we really, really, really need to get help. When you know of somebody that has had something, a sexual trauma that happened to them at a young age, or when they're a teenager, or when they're a child, we have to get those things dealt with, because it has such lasting effects in our lifetime. The things that happen to us when we're 5 will affect us when we're 50. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what our sexual chemistry, the way that we relate with sex, it was built on that. So it's like, you have to get those type of things dealt with and seek that professional help to do that. Also, too, let's see, what's my next point? Is revenge sex nothing more than a really bad character flaw accompanied by low self-esteem? Absolutely. And I that was just one of my biggest things that stuck out to me in thinking about this. Revenge sex, it is a character flaw. It is something to where, if you put yourself in a mindset to where you are okaying or condoning yourself to have revenge sex, and it's good to do, then that just shows that you have a severe character flaw, to where you are actually willing to hurt somebody else intentionally at the expense of your own self. You are putting yourself in a bad position, because you never know what could come from that, or what the residual effects from that could be. You could get an STD. You could get somebody else pregnant, just in being reckless in that vengeful state, to where you're trying to get back at somebody. You could absolutely have some long lasting or life changing events that can happen behind that. So I think that it is a character flaw, and it is a reflection of your self-esteem, because everybody doesn't have the best self-esteem. Everybody doesn't have, just great characteristics to where they're like, oh, I'm a bigger person. So I think that it is a character flaw. I think that it is something to where, when you're willing to put yourself in jeopardy to try to hurt somebody else intentionally, I absolutely think that there's a problem there, to where you have some things you need to get worked out within yourself, because you're stooping to their level, and you're putting yourself in danger just to try to hurt somebody that has hurt you, essentially. And I think that literally just becomes a vicious cycle that you wind up being in. So absolutely, it's a character flaw, and it's a reflection of your self-esteem. So why do we have revenge sex? I think that we have revenge sex, which pretty much supports what I just said. I think we have it because we want to hurt those that have hurt us. I think that when you're taught to, get somebody back when they do something to you, you do it to them. I think that you take that and that becomes a part of your makeup, so that's what you do. And this is the type of person I am. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. I think that we do that with relationships, but I also think that we'll do it at the detriment of our own self, just so we can know in our mind and psychologically be able to process the fact, yeah, he did that to me, but I did it to him. You know what I'm saying? He slept with my sister, so I slept with his brother. It's like, why would you put yourself in that type of mentality, in that type of situation, based on just how you're thinking in your mentality? So I think that that's really, really, really important to understand, that a lot of times, we have revenge sex, or we do things to get back at people intentionally for the wrong reasons. And it's very, very, I can't think of a time where you can do something like that and it's the right thing to do. I just can't think of one. If somebody can, please enlighten me. But I think that it is very, 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 very sad when somebody puts themselves in jeopardy to try to hurt somebody else because they gotten hurt. So yeah, that's pretty much what that means to me. Is there a difference between revenge sex and a revenge relationship? Now, when it comes to something like this, I'm going to say no, because you are having, whether you having revenge sex or whether you are engaging in an inappropriate relationship with somebody else just to get back at that person, or if you're just being selfish, to satisfy your own needs and your own wants, I don't think that one is greater than the other. I think that a person who cheats emotionally and a person who cheats physically, I think they're just about one and the same. Depending on who the person that is happening to is, it may be different for that person. But I think the fact that you are doing those things, I think that there is something that is definitely wrong with your self-esteem and wrong with you psychologically, or as a person. You have those character flaws that could lead you to do something like that, because engaging with somebody in an inappropriate relationship, it's kind of like the same thing as somebody that's actually just, meeting this person that they meet once a week on Tuesdays to have, meaningless sex with or whatever. So it's like they're one and the same, even though they're different acts, but they are one and the same. Most of the time they're done for those same selfish reasons, or for that lack of self-esteem that people have. So absolutely, I would say that there isn't necessarily really a difference between the two. Is it fair for the person who got cheated on to stay in the relationship just to punish the cheater? Now, this was something that I thought about and said, I think that this is one of the biggest things about this whole revenge sex thing, because a lot of times we get so self-righteous and we are so hurt from that act that we stay in a relationship simply for one reason and one reason only, so that I can torture that other motherfucker. That person that hurt me, I'm going to stay in this thing. I'm going to lie to myself and I'm going to lie to you to say, let's work it out. Yeah, we can try to move past it. We going to try to do it. We going to get through this thing together. And they stay in that relationship just so they can torture that person. They can hold that one little thing over their head. They got that feather in that cap that they can say, yeah, I may not be the best this, or I may not be the best that, but I didn't cheat. And they will hold that thing over that other person that they're in a relationship with, sometimes for months, years, or a lifetime. And they won't let the other person live it down. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this emphatically. Just because you're the person that cheated doesn't mean that you have to be tortured for a lifetime because of it. At the end of the day, if that person that you with cannot forgive you, cannot move past it, get out the relationship, no matter how bad you want it to work, no matter how bad you want to stay in it. If that person is not in a position to where they can't forgive you and they continually hold it over your head, they bring it up every chance they get, that's their one little that one Mike Tyson uppercut that they know that they can knock you out and ain't nothing you can say about it, and they keep throwing it up in your face, get out. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing anything but torturing yourself to try to prove a point to somebody that really and honest and truly don't really have your best interests at heart. If you can't move past it, then get out of the relationship. Don't stay in a relationship to where you think you so high and mighty and you on your high horse and you are on this whole kick to where I'm, my moral compass is in the right direction and I didn't do what you did, and you hold that over that person and you torture that person for as long as you deem it satisfies your wants and needs, and you make it to where that person is literally being held hostage or is serving a prison sentence in the relationship because you can't forgive that person and move on. If you can't move on, get out. And if that other person that you cheated on and you hurt, if that person don't let you live it down, get out of it, because you're not doing anything but torturing yourself. Don't imprison yourself in a relationship where that other person cannot let you move on and cannot let you live it down. If they won't let you forget it, if they can't forget it and they can't let it go, you know what? It may be a big problem. It may be a bigger hassle. All that is cheaper to keep her. At the end of the day, peace of mind and your own personal freedom in your relationship is priceless. Get out of it, move on, and just try to build something with somebody else to where you can have a better relationship. And if that person want to say for the next 30 years, yeah, we still be together had he not cheated. Or yeah, I still be with her if she wouldn't have cheated on me. If they won't let you live it down, get out of it, man, at the end of the day, because you don't want to torture yourself. And I've seen so many people who've done that and have let themselves be prisoners in relationships, have let themselves be tortured because the other person would not let them live it down. And at the end of the day, you are literally putting yourself in a cell that isn't locked. And just let that sink in for a second. Why would you put yourself in a cell that isn't even locked, where you can walk out of it anytime, but you don't because you feel so bad about what you did and you can't forgive yourself, so you think that's what you deserve? You deserve to be tortured. You deserve to be in a situation to where you don't have your own freedom. You've lost yourself in the relationship because you've given all that power to your significant other. You've given all that power to your husband, to your wife, whatever the case may be, to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, because you had a moment to where you lapsed in judgment. You made a mistake. I get it. Yes, it's your fault. Own it. Be responsible for it and hold yourself accountable to what you did. But at the end of the day, don't put yourself in a prison that you created for yourself and think that you have to stay in there, even though that other person who has the keys and could forgive you and move on and tell you, you know what, you ain't got to stay in that prison cell. Come on out and let's live life together and let's live life happy. But they think that it makes them feel better to see you suffer, so they want you to suffer because they've been hurt. It's like there's a big difference between, having that initial pain and going through that process of being hurt. It's a difference between doing that and just being a vindictive son of a bitch and holding somebody a prisoner, in an emotional prison, I should say, because you feel as though they hurt you and they have to pay with their life. That is not cool. That's not fair. And at the end of the day, you are more of a shitty person than they are because of what you're doing to that person. You making a person suffer for a lifetime for a mistake that they made 10 years ago. That is not cool, and it happens a lot of times. It happens to where people feel like, damn, I really did mess up, and I don't know, if she gonna take me back, and if she take me back, I'd be so grateful, for her to just give me another chance, and she gives you another chance, but every chance she looks and say, yeah, you cheated, you know how you did me. So I get to do all this other shit to you. I get to talk shit to you. I get to treat you like shit. I get to embarrass you. I get to emasculate you because of that one mistake that you made, or those two mistakes that you made, or whatever the case may be. You went and had a baby on me with another chick. And every time that every chance I get, I'm going to remind you and I'm going to embarrass you and I'm going to emasculate you for it. Don't put yourself in that type of prison. So it's like, be in a situation to where you can be responsible for it. And yes, it ain't going to take over, a couple of days for her to forgive you or for him to forgive you. But at the end of the day, if that person can't let it go, just get out. Just get out. Move on and say, you know what? May the Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent from one another's presence, and give the benediction and move on into another relationship. At the end of the day, don't torture yourself for a lifetime for a mistake that you made, in a moment or in a poor lapse of judgment. Don't do that. So at the end of the day, my last point here was: does revenge sex really mean that the relationship is over? I think so. I think that when you get to a point to where you're having revenge sex and you're gonna go out and hurt that other person intentionally, I think that you are in a position to where the relationship should be over, because now I'm intentionally hurting this person because they've hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't want to get to a place to where you say, hey, because they did this to me, oh, I'm going to do that to them. Now, if for some reason there are certain times in relationships to where you may need to change the dynamics of the relationship, the rules and the lines may need to be moved or adjusted, and say, hey, is this something that we gonna do? Is this something that we're not gonna do? Is this something that's gonna happen once, or is this gonna keep happening? Whatever the case may be, you may need to reevaluate your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I think that even when that happens, when there is of infidelity, you have to reevaluate things, because you have to see where both parties are emotionally. You have to see where they are, spiritually, and if they are able to recover. Sometimes that other person may be so fragile that your infidelity shatters them to where they can't be put back together. Not with you anyway, because there's such a breakdown in trust to where there isn't nothing to build on. If you can't have that thing where I can't, begin to trust and begin to understand what it is that happened and why it happened, and if it was my fault, if it wasn't my fault, and just being able to process that, because I'm so broken, I'm so shattered because I was fragile before it happened. If that happens and that thing is just destroyed, it's just obliterated to the point to where you can't really recover, then that relationship is over, unfortunately. And could it be because of that act? Absolutely. Because that person is not in a place to where they can recover. I think that sometimes we have to realize that, when we get into relationships, we get to a point to where we come into a relationship damaged. And it depends. It's just a matter of how damaged you are. How broken are you? How much of you is actually fragile to the point to where it can't withstand infidelity. It can't withstand physical abuse. It can't withstand, a baby on the side. It can't withstand a side dude or a side chick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you have to keep that in mind, what you are building together in a relationship and what you have as a person, that all matters, because what my threshold is and what I can put up with, what I have the mental fortitude to deal with and to be able to process that, that's relative to each person. And it's just like when you see situations where men and women snap and they lose it. That's why you come home and you see your wife in bed with another dude and he giving her the business. You know what I'm saying? You lose it. You black out. You kill both of them. And most of the time when that happens, they wind up killing themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the thing. It's like, that's because they just weren't able to, they were so fragile that they couldn't go on from that point. Now, me, I'm just going to probably shoot my wife and tell that dude, nigga, you got about 2 seconds to get out of here before I shoot you too. You know what I'm saying? And if he say something to me, I'm going to shoot him too. And I'm going to say, hey, I was insane, y'all. I don't know what took over me. I just lost it and everybody's gone, but I survived. So me and my baby, we're going to start anew at the end of the day. But everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that just, they can't take it. I personally can't take it. So it's like, somebody got to go. I can't. I'm not that strong. Yes, I'm the guru. I'm the doctor of discussion. I am the relationship rehab. But I can't handle that. That's where I'm just weak in that area. I'm just being transparent. I'm just weak at that. I can't do it. Now, there are some people who can say, hey, I can move on from this. I can build from this and I can do this. Hey, not me. It's going to be some click, click, pow, pow at the end of the day. They gonna say, well, we came here, we saw him, he had the gun down, he had his hands up, and yes, it was smoking, so we knew that he had just used it. There was gunshot residue all up the arm here, where he let him have it. But that's just me. Everybody else, you can definitely move past. You can definitely say, hey, this is what I can deal with this. Yes, I'm hurt, and I can go through that process of dealing with that hurt and making it through that. But everybody ain't like that. So that's just my thing on it. I think that at the end of the day, be the best person that you can be, and be willing to grow and be willing to change, and always keep in mind that what it is that you do and the way that you process things, it's you and how you do it. But you have to always be in a situation to where you can reevaluate not just the situation, but yourself. Know your limits. Know what you can do and what you can't do. And in those situations where you know I can't do this, but I can improve, then improve in it. Now, maybe 5-6 years from now, or 30 or 40 years from now, I can mentally withstand that. I can mentally deal with it and say, hey, if my wife was doing the you do with somebody else and I found out, I could deal with it and I can move on and we can process it and we can build and continue to, be together and work it out. Not today. Not today. Not today. Not today. But later on down the line, I could grow. I could become a better version of myself in that area and can do that. And that's all I'm saying for everybody. Always be willing in any relationship that you're in. Be willing to evaluate yourself and be willing to evaluate the situation and know what it is that you can do. And that's what you should do. That's how you should process it, and that's how you should move forward. But don't let the actions of another person totally dictate what you do and who you are as a person. Don't let them compromise you that way. Because at the end of the day, it's simply a bad look for you, and it sets you back. It puts you back on their level. No matter how much you've grown, you can tear all that you've built as a person and built yourself. You can tear it all down just by trying to prove a point to somebody else by degrading yourself. And that's something that I think we do a lot of times in relationships. We get on I'm going to get on your level. I'm going to get up with your glamour. It's like when you do those type of things, you are really degrading yourself. You are really diminishing who you are as a person. You are dimming the light that is shining within you. You are just taking so much away from yourself by getting and lowering yourself to this other person's level. So it's like at the end of the day, if it's too much for you, move on. If you can't handle it, say this is something, unfortunately that I can't move past. And they might be like, well, come on, baby, you can. Or come on, honey, I know we can work through this. I love you so much. That may be true. But I'm just not able to process, what has happened to the point to where I can move on. And at the end of the day, that is what's really important. That is what matters, is what you are able to do, how you're able to process things, and what you think is happening to yourself. And if you can move past that, if you can build beyond that, if you can tear down what has happened and rebuild something in its place that's even stronger than what was there before. If you are very fragile, be transparent in that and say those type of things up front. A lot of times we get into relationships and we are not transparent. We don't tell you about the 8 women that cheated on me before, and that's why I can't go one more time. You know what I'm saying? And let that other person know. The last 4 dudes I was with, they all cheated on me. Don't cheat on me. You know what I'm saying? The last 8 women I was with, they all cheated on me. Please don't cheat on me, because that lets the other person know that you're very fragile in that area and that you can't handle, another. They did this to me, or they slept around on me, or they cheated on me, or they had this relationship with this other chick on me. Some people can't deal with it. There are a lot who can. There are a lot who are mentally strong enough and have the mental fortitude to do those things. But there are so many of us that can't because we are fragile. So that's pretty much my points that I wanted to bring on it. I hope that this has helped somebody become a better version of themselves. If you got some questions that's in the chat, shoot them at me now. I'm gonna try. I was trying to read it, but it was so much going on in my mind that I wanted to get out and make sure my thoughts were right, that I really couldn't read what was going on and what y'all were talking about. But if you guys got some questions, or if you got some thoughts or whatever, I can read a few of those, hang out for a few more minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. If you want to open up the lines, I could possibly do that, but I need a lot of people to do that, because it's going to take me about 5 minutes to set the lines up and then to get that going, and then y'all call in. I ain't gonna do all that and then only 3 people call in. I ain't gonna do that. But if you guys really want to do that, I can definitely set that up. So y'all tell me what y'all thinking. Let me give a shout out to my man Jason Guns, the Southern Girl. What's happening? Thanks for coming through. Random Cam, I think I already shouted Random out. Yep, that's what's up. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming through and being a part of the conversation here. That's what's happening. If you guys got any questions or anything like that, like I said, let me know. If not, we can end it right here, and we can move on. Let's see. Simply Deep, 1985. Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl. What's up? Super Bowl 20. Super Bowl Shuffle. You know what time it is. It's they say, I know you're married, but what's the perfect revenge sex to you? The perfect revenge sex. I would say the perfect revenge sex will probably be the revenge sex that only you know about, I guess. Because the sweetest I mean, you remember I can't think of the name of the movie, but when Denzel Washington says revenge is a dish best served cold. And at the end of the day, I think that we all have a vengeful side to us. But when you can serve that dish ice cold, and it's not a lot of emotion in it, it's just the mission. When it becomes the mission and that's what you do, I think that's the coldest way to serve that revenge. So if it's like, if you gonna have revenge sex on somebody, you need to set it up to where it truly and 100% just serves you. It's not about the other person finding out, because you having revenge for yourself. You're trying to satisfy your own anger and frustration. So it's like, if you doing that and that's what you do, then it's not necessarily for the other person to always find out. Now, if they do, you have to be okay with it. But I think that it would probably be the greatest revenge, I guess, or the perfect revenge would be perfect if the other person doesn't find out, but yet and still you are satisfied in what it is that you're doing. Now, if you want to hurt that person and you want that person to just feel it, then you going to put it out there raw and uncut, and they just going to see it. And it is what it is, and you just say, hey, there it is. Revenge. Enjoy. But, I mean, if that's your thing, but I think that's just a thing where you're just trying to hurt the other person the way that they hurt you. And if that's what you want to do, then fine. If you're trying to satisfy yourself and trying to satisfy your own, personal thing, then I think that's the only way that you can do it. And that just actually just gave me another thought. It's like, I guess in some relationships too, you can't move on because you're going to always be, especially if you're the person that cheated, you're the person that had the revenge, that actually committed the infidelity. Now you're going to have in your mind that this person is going to do it too. They're going to do it back to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're going to be thinking that, you can't function in a relationship now. So a lot of times you can self-sabotage a relationship by doing that. Well, I went and I slept with this dude at work, and now I'm thinking my husband done found out, and I think that, he gonna do it to me. So now you become the person that's thinking that this person's always cheating, this person's always doing, or you just keep it in your mind and it drives you crazy that, man, he gonna do it to me. He gonna do it to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you go 3 days without having sex, and now you like, who you fucking? Oh, you fucking somebody because you ain't touched me in 3 days. It's like, now you have that thing to where you're torturing yourself in a situation to where you should realize that, hey, if I can't deal with this, then I need to move on myself. Yeah, I cheated on you, but I'm in a place to where I think that you're going to cheat on me and I can't handle that because I'm just fragile that way and I got to move on. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's something that could definitely be a problem too. Man, that just really sparked another side of it I didn't even think about. You can torture yourself by committing that act yourself. Something that you've done, you've now, basically started the self-destruct sequence on a relationship that you may not have intended to do it, but because of the actions that you have taken, it's led you to that. And now you've gone down that road, and now you in a place to where you can't even function no more because you think that other person is going to cheat too because of what you did. So it's like that's another dynamic to it. So I would guess that happens. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. You're saying that what is his idea? That's all. Nothing like that. Right. Yeah. Got 3 stacks of paperwork. I don't know what that means. Just a weird question to me. Jesus wept. Shortest verse in the Bible. Jason Gunn. Well, it does sound kind of weird, but since the subject was brought up, I was like, what the hell? I get it. I understand what you were saying, though, Simply Deep. That definitely made sense to me. I mean, because at the end of the day, maybe somebody is in that place. Maybe they not. Maybe they just Petty LaBelle, if you will. Or they Petty Murphy, and they want to make somebody else suffer. It's like, I guess at that point, you got to realize what it is that you're essentially going for. Are you just trying to get out the relationship and just want to give a person that last fuck you? Like, hey, here you go. How about this? Or are you trying to satisfy your own personal ego and say, well, you know what? I want to make sure that ain't nobody one upping on my ass, so I'm going to do it too. Or do you want to just say, I want to blow the spot up and let that other person know how much they hurt me by hurting them the same way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. That makes sense in the moment. But like I said, I believe that it's definitely a character flaw, and it shows a really true reflection of that person's self-esteem when they do something like that. When you in a situation, in a relationship to where you're hurting the other person on purpose, just get out. It's just a lot easier. You can be spending that time and that energy that you are spending trying to hurt that person. You can spend that recovering from what happened, and you can recover that by investing into somebody that's really going to give you the things that you need in a relationship and help you become, and help you be happy as you become a better version of yourself. So it's like, take that time and that energy to do that. So I just think it's something done by high school children. Yeah, it is very childish, and it is very adolescent, like I would say, to be in that mindset. And I think a lot of us are. I think a lot of us get into a situation to where we are, we may be 25 or we may be 30, but we're actually 17, in our behavior. Our behavior is so childlike in a lot of relationships, not just in this instance. I think that a lot of our relationships that we're in, regardless of our age, our mentality can be very adolescent-like. You could be, 8 years into a relationship and act like you 15. Or handle drama and trials and tribulations like you're 18, like you're 19, or like you're 15, or like you're 13 even. So it's like, I think that there's something that you have to always evaluate too in a relationship. When you're with somebody, what does that arguing look like? What does disagreements look like? When you have those problems in your relationship, what does that look like to that person, and what does it look like to you? You need to evaluate how a person reacts when things aren't going well. See what type of tools they do have, what type of tools they use, or are they just trying to keep score and trying to get a high score and hurt you for every go tit for tat with you? Or you said this to hurt me, and I'm gonna say this to hurt you. When you do they fight fair? You know what I'm saying? So it's like there are a lot of things that you have to evaluate in a relationship to see where a person is at mentally. See where that person is at when the drama comes, when the trials and tribulations occur in life. See how that person handles pressure. See what they may have drama on their job, or they may have issues on their job. See how they handle that. What do they do when they're at work? Because a lot of times what you tend to do in those stressful situations is a part of who you are. And that's how you handle stress. That's how you handle problems. And you will definitely carry that over into your relationships. Now, maybe in the beginning, when things are all, lovey-dovey and everything is wonderful and we got them rose-colored glasses on and there's a silver lining with everything that happens in our relationship. Yeah, they may give you that political answer, or that they may handle things, in a more politically correct way. But 2-3 years into it, 6 months down the line, then you may see who that real person is and what tools they really possess and how they really behave when they are in stressful situations, or when they are in situations where things aren't going well for them. And you definitely use that to judge where they're at in life and if that's something you can handle or not. So I absolutely think that matters. So, man, this was pretty good, man. I like the questions. I appreciate everybody that came through. I appreciate the time that you guys spent. Man, at the end of the day, everything that I do here on this platform, the Relationship Rehab Live, the Goober and the Horror, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to that too. We hopefully will be going live tomorrow. But everything that I do, it is for, somebody to be able to see it, somebody to be able to share it, and somebody to be able to experience it, and in hopes that it helps them become a better version of themselves. That is my thing. That is my mission. That is my goal. And it's like, I just want to be able to be a fountain to other people. I just want to be able to pour into other people's lives, and what I'm saying may not be the perfect thing, and it may not be the answer, but it is definitely a answer. It is a solution, not necessarily the solution. So it's like, that's where this is all coming from. That's where it is all based from. It's out of love, it's out of compassion, and it's out of just a desire and a want for everybody to be better. I want everybody to be better, including myself. I want to be better at this the next time I do it. I want to be better tomorrow. I want to be better at the next Guru and the Whore. I want to be even better. So it's like, I think that we need to make sure that, what we say, how we treat people, what we do with each other, how we relate to each other. I think it needs to have that in the forefront to where you want to be better. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, when you do that, I think that a lot of good will come out of what you do. And I hope that there's a lot of good coming out of what I'm doing here and what I'm doing with Tommy. I hope that I know that there's good coming out of that just from the remarks and the comments that I get from people. It is mind blowing to hear the things that I say and the things that we've done, having the laughs and the serious moments that we have on the show and even on this platform too. When people come back and say to you that what you said has helped them, changed their lives, they wish they would have heard it when they were, 20 years younger, whatever the case may be, or they're passing this on to their nephews, or they're passing it on to their daughters and to their sons. That's powerful, man. And I am so honored to be a part of that and to be able to contribute something like that to somebody's life. It is truly an honor, and I thank you. Brian, it's time to do some interviews. Yeah, hey man. Oh yeah, you know what? You came in late, so my new equipment, from everybody with the donations and all that stuff they've been giving, I was able to get some new equipment. So my computer and all that stuff, and my computer table, my chair and all that stuff, it should all be in place. It's coming in bits and pieces, but it should all be in place within the next week or two. So I should have the ability with the new computer to do the one-on-ones, if you will, or what I call sit downs, where I can actually talk with other people, do the live streams. I'll be able to do panels and everything with the new equipment that I got. So just give me some time with that. I'm working on that now, actually. I just got a few more parts I got to put together with the actually just one more part with my tower. But dude, we're definitely gonna be doing that soon. We're gonna in 2018. I think we're gonna be really taking off to even higher heights. We're gonna be doing a whole lot more. I'm actually gonna try my best to start committing to a weekly show, like at a set time rather, to where we're doing it each and every week. Maybe I'm kind of debating on either doing it on Mondays or Tuesdays, or wait, I think I said Tuesday or Friday. I think Tuesday or Friday was the days I was looking. Tuesday, Friday, or Saturday. Those are the 3 days that I looked at. So Tuesday, Friday, or Saturday. So we're going to see how it goes and see what happens with that. And definitely, I'm definitely going to be committed to that. That's one of my things I'm going to definitely commit to for 2018 is to have a guaranteed weekly show, at least one, where at this time, on this day, y'all going to see your boy face in the place doing the show. So yeah, awesome. I'm here to help. I know you got my back, brother, and I'll definitely be calling you when it's time to test stuff. So like we did before, but no worries on that, man. I'll definitely be reaching out to you when I get everything set up and get everything going. I'll be using you to test. So I appreciate you guys, man. I love y'all. I'm so grateful and so honored for everybody that has supported me, everybody that has shown me love, everybody that's in Soto Nation, everybody that has just, every donation, every like, every share, every sub that I have, I appreciate. I think I'm up to like 1,200 something subs. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate Tommy for allowing me to be a part of his platform, allowing him sharing his platform, because he didn't have to do it. That's somebody who has believed in me when nobody else did, aside from my wife and those select few that are in my personal circle. My brother Eric, my brother Bert, my boy Suge, who has just shown me tremendous amounts of love and just support. I thank y'all so much. It really means a lot, and it really inspires me to keep going and keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead, end the stream now, get out of here. What do we do, like an hour and 20 minutes? Oh, that's what's up. That's a good time. Like and subscribe and share. If you haven't subscribed to this, subscribe. And you know what? Send this to somebody somewhere. At the end of the day, go ahead and just send it to somebody somewhere that may not have heard of me, don't know me, and just say, hey, check this guy out and let me know what you think. So if you can do that, I would definitely appreciate it. So I just want to say to you all, as always, thank you. I hope that this has helped somebody become a better version of themselves. Actually, let me check to see if I got any donations, and I don't. And that's all good. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. And as always, I'm Brian Redman. This is the Relationship Rehab. It's your boy, the Doctor of Discussion, in the place one more time. And I'm just thankful that I had an opportunity to talk to you guys. Peace, and I'm out. That's what's up. Let's get this boy cracking. Oh, and subscribe to the Guru and the Whore channel too. So make sure y'all do that. Later. And Do You Dig? And Soto Politics. And Soto Gaming. And to my man Shawty King over on Soto Gaming. Later. Alright, I'm really done now. Alright, I'm gonna stop. I don't have nothing else to say, I don't think. Shout out to everybody else. All the people. Yeah. Next topic. Oh, yeah. And send me some topics if y'all got some ideas. Send them to me. Shoot them to me in an email. therelationshiprehab@gmail.com. And I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to hit the stop streaming button now, and it's just going to go.